The key is to maintain fellowship only with those people who elevate you, whose presence evokes your best qualities. Epictetus. How often have you faced the bitter realization of betrayal from someone you thought was close? The world is unfortunately full of masks of friendship that hide behind a desire to take advantage of you. In this video, we will talk about the fine line between true friendship and relationships, which is based on the desire to get personal gain. By revealing 7 signs that someone is using you not for friendship, but for their own selfish purposes, we want to help you see the true face of this relationship. The principles of Stoicism, with its emphasis on inner harmony and understanding the nature of interpersonal relationships, offer us a valuable toolkit for distinguishing between true and fake friends. Stoicism teaches that true friendship is built on respect, support, and mutual understanding, not mutual gain. Join us as we discover together the profound lessons of Stoicism and apply them to today's interpersonal relationship challenges. Sign up and activate notifications so you don't miss our dive into the world of behavioral and emotional philosophy, seeking to understand the laws that govern our interactions. Your participation is essential in this ongoing process of seeking knowledge and self-improvement. Together, we can learn to value real, deep relationships, built on mutual respect and genuine care for each other. Guilt. The first signs of possible abuse and manipulation often manifest themselves through guilt skillfully disguised as concern and commitment. Think about situations where you have been tried to guilt trip you by using phrases like, "If you really cared, you would do this," or "After all I've done for you. Is it really so hard to do this for me?" These words hide behind manipulation. Their purpose is to undermine your self-confidence and trust in your own feelings. This behavior is like a poison that slowly eats away at your confidence, making you feel helpless. At times like these, Stoicism reminds us of willpower and self-control. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not over external events." Recognize this, and you will gain power. These words remind us that our inner balance and ability to control ourselves is our fortress that cannot be broken by external influences or manipulation. If you are faced with these situations, remember that you have the right to set boundaries and say no. This is not a display of disobedience, but of concern for your own well-being and respect for yourself. Saying, "I deserve better," not only protects your emotional independence, but also opens the door to healthy relationships based on mutual respect and understanding rather than manipulation and guilt. It is the pursuit of a life consistent with the principles of Stoicism, where we can overcome adversity with dignity and confidence, knowing that our strength and self-respect are unshakable. This is what each of us deserves. Selective availability. The second sign of a toxic relationship is selective availability that disrupts the natural rhythm of interaction. In a healthy relationship, just like music, there is a harmony of giving and receiving. But when reciprocity disappears and you become the only source of support, the relationship loses its harmony. You are always available to others, ready to help and listen, but when you need support, your voice is silenced. Your requests are ignored, and the answers, if any, distract from important topics. It's a clear signal of a relationship out of balance when you're putting in more than you're getting. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-sufficiency and setting boundaries. In this context, We need to ask ourselves questions about our boundaries and our willingness to sacrifice ourselves for those who don't do the same for us. It is important to realize that true relationships require mutual respect and contribution. If your time and emotions are being taken for granted, it may be time to reevaluate that relationship and seek a healthier connection. It's not an easy choice, but it opens the door to a more balanced relationship where your feelings and boundaries are respected. Superficial rapprochement. The fourth signal that indicates toxicity in a relationship is superficial rapprochement. When communication seems to be only a superficial exchange of words, without a spark of true understanding, it is like dancing on thin ice, where every step can lead to misunderstanding and frustration. There is often a deep loneliness in such relationships, as if you are standing in the middle of a noisy crowd where the echo of your thoughts and feelings find no response. Meetings filled with empty conversations about the weather, the latest news, or the minutiae of everyday life can become an endless cycle where the spark of true interest and understanding is never ignited. Why do we allow ourselves to get bogged down in this superficiality? Perhaps out of fear of loneliness, out of a desire to somehow fill the void. But Stoicism has taught us to value the quality of inner experiences and relationships over external illusions. The depth of our connections does not depend on the number of words spoken. It is determined by our ability to understand and be understood at a deeper level. Recognizing the superficiality of relationships is a call to action, to seek deeper meaning in communication. Being willing to risk being vulnerable in the search for true intimacy is the path to a true relationship where we not only hear but understand each other. It is a path to self-discovery and inner strength, where every interaction enriches us and makes life more complete. As Simon Sinek said, we suffer more from imagination than reality, and our imagination of deep and meaningful connections often drives us to search for deeper meaning in relationships. Sato, lack of support. The fifth signal that indicates a lack of support in a relationship is a lack of support at crucial times in life. We often appreciate the easy and pleasant moments of companionship, but we forget that the true strength of a bond is found in times of adversity. When we face challenges and look for support, and all we get in return is emptiness and indifference, it makes us wonder about the depth of our relationships. Times when you need comfort and support and all you get is cold silence can be especially painful. When faced with such frustration, it's important to realize that a relationship devoid of support in difficult moments was probably never real. Stoicism has taught us to value the inner strength that allows us to stand confidently even when we are alone. As Marcus Aurelius said, true happiness is within us and should not depend on the support of others. This realization encourages us to rethink our current relationships and ask ourselves questions about who is there for us in difficult moments. To find true friends is to choose those who not only share joy, but are willing to overcome challenges with you. They remind us that true support comes from deep mutual affection and respect. So, in this journey to self-discovery and deep relationships, it is important to remember that the true value of connections is not in the amount of time spent together, but in the quality of mutual support and understanding. Seeking those who will be there not only in moments of happiness, but also in times of difficulty, is the true search for deep relationships that will enrich our lives and help us become better people. You are a means to an end. The sixth signal that indicates relationship difficulties is that you feel you are a means to the other person's ends, rather than a valued personal presence. This manifests itself in the fact that your participation and contribution to the relationship is only activated when necessary, turning you into a tool in the hands of the other person, used and discarded at will. Imagine a situation where you are always ready to help, offer advice or support, but when you yourself need help, you are surrounded by deafening silence. Your requests go unanswered, your calls unheeded. It makes you wonder if you are valued for yourself or only for what you have to offer. This disappointing realization can hurt and cause feelings of betrayal from those you have unconditionally helped. Facing this reality reveals that relationships that seemed strong were actually built on one-sided benefits, where you played the role of a resource rather than an equal partner. Stoicism has taught us to value ourselves and our relationships not by the quantity of help or approval, but by the quality of mutual respect and support. It teaches us to focus on what is up to us, not external circumstances. Accepting that relationships have been unequal can be painful, but it is an important step toward emotional healing and building healthier connections. It is a moment to redefine one's boundaries and determine which relationships are truly fulfilling and enrich lives with mutual care and support. In this way, recognizing your own value and setting clear boundaries in relationships fosters personal growth and the formation of deep, mutually respectful connections. It is a process that helps distinguish true relationships from those based on one-sided gain and move toward healthier and more balanced interactions. Lack of personal interest. The seventh signal that indicates relationship problems is a lack of detailed personal interest. An interaction filled with genuine caring makes a person shine when you share something important and be there for you in moments of vulnerability. It's a two-way road where both participants invest in the relationship as much as they receive in return. However, when that reciprocity disappears, leaving room for one-sided attention, the relationship loses its depth. Sometimes you may find that your conversations don't go beyond superficial topics, and your presence is only valued in the context of helpfulness. In these moments, you begin to feel like a mirror reflecting the other person's interests, rather than a full participant in the dialogue. This realization can trigger a range of emotions, from resentment to deep frustration. Stoicism teaches us to value the depth of our relationships and to find a balance between giving and receiving. Stoic philosophy suggests that authentic communication is built on mutual respect, interest, and support, where each party is actively involved in the other's life, valuing them for their intrinsic qualities rather than for coming benefits. The enduring principle of Stoicism reminds us of the importance of self-respect and the inner strength to assert one's boundaries and strive for relationships where reciprocity and respect are central break time. Dasher, 1.5. Ultimately, realizing one's worth and pursuing relationships based on genuine self-interest and mutual care leads to a happier and more harmonious life break time. 1.5. It is a journey of self-discovery and a deep understanding that everyone deserves not just a role in someone else's life, but to be a valued and loved person whose thoughts, feelings, and experiences are echoed and supported. Break time. 1.5. The conclusion of this journey through the depths of human relationships emphasizes a fundamental truth. Everyone deserves to be in a relationship based on mutual respect. Break time. 1.5. If this thought has echoed in your heart, we invite you to become part of our community dedicated to the study of Stoicism and its application in life to improve interpersonal interactions. Break time. 1.5. Your input and participation is essential in our shared endeavor to discover and make sense of the patterns that underlie our relationships with others. Break time 1.5. Remember that true, deep and healthy relationships are built on the cornerstones of mutual respect and self-reflection. Break time 1.5. Recognizing and following these principles allows us to form and strengthen bonds that bring joy and fulfillment not only to ourselves, but also to those around us. Break time 1/2. Thank you for joining us in this study. Break time 1.5. Together, let us continue the journey of self-discovery and self-improvement, opening new horizons in the world of relationships and inner growth. Break time 1.5. We deeply believe that each of us deserves a harmonious and supportive relationship where mutual respect and understanding play a key role. Break time 1.5. Let Stoicism become not just a philosophy, but a way of life that guides you towards self-discovery and inner growth. Break time 1.5. In our quest for understanding and better interpersonal interactions, your role is incredibly important. Break time 1.5. Together, we can create a community where everyone feels valued and understood. Break time 1.5. Let's walk this journey of self-discovery and self-improvement together, breaking new ground in the world of relationships and inner growth. Break time 1.5. Remember that your actions and decisions have weight and significance. Break time 1.5. So let's strive together to form and strengthen bonds that bring joy and fulfillment not only to you personally, but to all your loved ones and those around you. Break time 1.5. Thank you for your commitment and participation in this study. Break time 1.5. Together, let us create a world where mutual respect and support are the foundation for every interaction we have. Break time 1.5.